Good morning, everyone. My name is Rajan Pandhare. I was till recently a turnaround CEO of a company called QIO Technologies. Prior to that, I have been involved in building a few software companies. I've also digressed from running software company to running President Clinton's foundation on HIV/AIDS and climate change. And in between, I was also an operating partner with a large private equity group called Trilantic, which is where we got to know Marco of NOAH.
Yeah, just briefly about myself. I mean, I don't know who joined our workshop yesterday, who didn't. You missed out. It was great. It was a great event. Anyways, I'm also a banker like Marco. Started a bit later, but still 19 years of experience. Started originally out at Credit Suisse first Boston, was then at Jefferies and BNP Paribas, and now I'm basically heading the TMT department at Saxenhammer. And we had the pleasure of working with Rajan on a successful transaction. It's always good when clients are happy, and that's why we brought Rajan here to talk about that experience. I think Rajan at the end, right? I think we managed well. We found a US investor which basically believed in the story, which is planning currently a roll up, right? Which is transforming the company significantly, and I think the idea is to talk a bit about that experience. Probably from your experience, I mean, I think it was a long ride, right? I mean, it was not easy. I mean, we had to talk to, how do you say in Germany, you had to kiss a lot of frogs in order to find the prince or princess. But on the other hand, we found someone very, very valuable to the company, and the outcome is definitely a good one. But probably you want to talk about that experience.
So just to give you a context, when I took over as the CEO of the business in November of 2022, QIO had come off the cliff. It was established in 2016. From 2016 to 2020, we had raised about $18 million, all from friends and families of our chairman co-founder, who is currently the chairman of NatWest. And the company initially was focused on creating an industrial IoT AI-based software platform. 2016, it was ahead of the curve. 2020, it fell way behind, because by 2020, you had something like 700 to 800 industrial IoT platforms, including by the hyperscalers. So when I took over the business, we had dropped down from 66 people to 19 people. Revenues had collapsed by 90% plus, and we had about 4 or 5 months of cash left. So very difficult state of play. Over the next 3 years, we completely transformed this business from a platform company to a company focused on delivering applications for optimizing energy efficiency, carbon emission reductions for the energy intensive sectors such as glass, cement, steel on one side, and we also partnered with Intel to address something similar for data centers, specifically at the chip level within the data center servers. And over the next 2 years, 2.5 years, we really implemented a turnaround playbook. And I have to say that it was during that period of time, during 2022, when we really ran out of cash, that we got to know Nicholas, and we were very impressed with what Saxenhammer had done in the industrial IoT arena. Not many bankers are out there who understand that space very well, at least at the time that we were looking at it. So we worked very closely with Nicholas on 3 or 4 things. How do we reposition the company so that it is recognized by the market as somebody that would have potential for scale up and growth? Second one was, what sort of capital structure that we need to put into place so that we could raise capital, and what should be the growth story that we need to take to the marketplace. Long story short, by 2022 December, Nicholas and our team got together. We probably reached out to more than 50 to 70 investors on a global basis. And remember, if you look at 2022, it had, the markets had changed from 2020, 2021. Valuations had come down, capital was constrained, and I have to confess, we raised money at a very huge valuation, $10 million in Series B funding, and really Nicholas and his team drove that to enable us to bring it together. Today, the business is well positioned. We are now a team of about 50 plus people. 40 of them are product engineering team based out of India, which was a very significant component of our strategy, allowed us to extend our cash runway quite a bit. We built 2 products, scale up our revenue significantly. But very candidly, if we hadn't got the support And I have always been skeptic about using investment bankers throughout my life, but specifically in a very difficult situation like the one that we were running through, you need somebody who could help you cut through the chase, understand how you should position yourself. And Nicholas, and really one or two of his team members were superb on helping us position ourselves very well. And at the end of the day, what matters is, did we raise the money, did we get the right valuation, were our shareholders happy, and does the company have all the building blocks for it to be scaled up further. That's our story, Nicholas.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look, the funny thing is also, I think people forget about it. We had the pandemic, right? So we weren't able to meet in person for a very long time, right?
Absolutely.
I think the first time we met then was when it was again okay to travel. I think we had like a breakfast at the Ivy or something.
That's
first
right.
time we actually did meet in person, but it worked very well over Microsoft Teams and Zoom and so on. And I think that's how a bit the M&A business has changed, right? Before you would always travel to your client and always do meetings, sit down and eat a couple of things and have a coffee. Nowadays you just put on a Zoom and very quickly connected. No, I think it worked very well. I mean, normally we're quite Germany focused, right? But because of the technology aspects of QIO, I mean, it's not an easy story to tell to investors. It's not an e-commerce play, it's not a delivery, it's not like something that everybody understands very quickly. It's important to get the story right and to talk to the right investors who also are interested in this. I think you were a bit ahead of the curve, even with the AI boom. Right now, everybody talks about AI. I think you guys were actually doing that. I think from a technology aspect, I mean, you have really deep technology experience in your country, right? When we looked at the board and stuff, there were a couple of people who really were at the forefront of inventing the internet even, right?
You know, we were a very difficult story on many levels. We had burned through a lot of cash. We are positioning product market fit was a challenge. We had to completely pivot ourselves, and very candidly, we pivoted in the right direction. We build products which are all AI driven that really drive reduction in carbon emission in kilns, in furnaces, in data center servers. We use it both in closed loop and open loop, so we can automatically go into the assets and bring about the changes rather than have human intervention. It was a very difficult story, which fortunately turned around over that last 3.5 years to be in a good position today. Definitely.
Look, I mean, looking forward to what's next for you, right? Very happy to stay in touch, and I think I think the process was also helping to broaden the network in that space, and I think it's a great result, and hopefully all the best to QIO, right?
And you know, my only one comment to entrepreneurs out here who are here is, life is tough, but don't give up. I don't know, in the last 3 months of 2022, 4 months, we didn't know whether we could pay our payroll. We had to beg and go to our chairman to pay our monthly payroll, but we survived. We were very fortunate that we had a great team who were aligned to what we were wanting to do. They stuck it out. We all took huge pay cuts for about 2.5 years, and the outcome was we managed to raise what we had set out to accomplish. So the company is well positioned to do that. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.